Hello, my fellow coders. Today we're going to talk about how to add GitHub SSH keys. SSH stands for Secure Shell. Simply put, we will use these SSH keys to generate and create a secure connection from your local machine to the GitHub servers. If you are on Windows, make sure you have Git Bash installed. If you don't have Git Bash or not familiar with it, I have a video that I will link here that you can then look to see step by step how to install Git Bash. If you have a Mac or Linux, you can use your own terminal. But first things first, make sure you have a GitHub account created. If you don't have one, go create a GitHub account before proceeding. So first step here, we need to make sure we don't have any SSH keys already generated on our local machine. You can enter the script in here that I will arrow at here on the right side. It's a script, ls-al, and it's going to check to see if we have any existing keys present. So we'll go over here, enter in that script, ls-al, and it says no such file or directory, which is what we want. We don't already have our keys generated. If you are getting anything else, you probably already have keys generated, and it's showing these files here that are already created for you, and you have your keys. If you want to start from scratch, you are more than welcome to. You can delete out that folder and files of your SSH and start from scratch, and it won't hurt anything. But next, we need to now generate our SSH keys. And we can use the script here from the Google Docs or the GitHub Docs here on generating a new SSH key, and it has the scripts you need here for you. I'm going to be entering this script here. I'm on Windows 10, and this is the one that works with my system. There's also a script here up top for this add 25519 algorithm. But I'm entering the script down here at the bottom. Okay, and I already have it saved. The main thing with this key gen script that you see, you want to make sure you put in your GitHub email address here. Instead of having a blank one or standard one, you need your email address here for your identity that's going to generate later on. So we'll hit enter here. It's now generating it, and now we want to know which file path do we want to save this key in. We're going to leave this blank with the standard file path shown here at the back end of that. So we hit enter. Now do we want to have a passphrase? I'm going to suggest you do not have a passphrase here. Anytime, if you do put in a passphrase and you commit your code on your command line from the command line interface, you will then have to enter that passphrase every single time you want to push your code up to your GitHub repository. So I'll hit enter here because I don't want a passphrase. Same thing here. Now it has generated my SSH keys. I know that's kind of hard to read and what you're looking at there. Just know your key has been generated. So now the next step that we need to do is add the SSH key to our agent. You can see here on the right. And the script that we use when we want to add it to the agent is this script right here. What the agent is essentially is the main purpose of it is to manage these authentication keys. You can have multiple different keys on different machines. But so anytime you want to authenticate and connect to these remote servers like GitHub, it's going to store it away and hold it in memory and automatically use this key anytime we want to authenticate and make a connection from our command line. That way we're not having to enter in this entire big key in every single time. So let's enter this script in here on the left. We will enter in this eval script that I have saved right here. Okay, and you should be getting the response back with this agent PID. I got the 787, doesn't matter. You should just get that response right there. Now the next step is we need to add our private key file that was generated also to this agent, and you can see that script is right down here. You're going to probably rename this. I'll show you here what my file path or my name is here for my private key, and we're going to go to ssh-add, and then we're going to use the ID_RSA at the end of this file path here, because that's what the file is named. Okay, so we're adding this one here, identity added. Perfect, that's exactly what we need. Now, the next step is we need to add this key to our GitHub account. Everything is done on the command line side of this. Now we need to go and add it to our GitHub account so then it can make that secure connection. So over here, you can see on your GitHub account, if you were to click here and go to settings, it then has the option here to go to SSH. And now we can add a new SSH key, but first we need to copy it. To copy it, there's a script you can run here and it's called, I have mine here, it's clip. It's gonna pull up here any second. There it is, clip right here, and we're gonna clip and copy this key here, id underscore rsa dot public, or pub is our public key. So hit enter, it just copied it for me. Now we'll go over here to our SSH keys, and we're gonna add a new one. A title here is called, we can put home PC, you can put whatever you want, that way you can recognize what this is here. And then we're going to hit Control V, and it just added that SSH key here, our public one, and now we hit add. Now everything is done technically, but if you want to test it out to make sure it's working properly, you can test it out by either cloning code down from your repository or pushing code up and committing it and making sure everything runs smoothly. I'll show you an example here on how I want to, I'm going to clone some code down. So we'll go ls, I want to change it into a different directory here. We're going to change it into this test folder, okay, and we're in test ssh folder. I'm going to clone down some code here now into this folder. You can see there's, if I show ls, there's nothing in this folder. Okay, now we're going to go to this repository. This is my React portfolio repository from my coding bootcamp that I did a couple years ago. And you can see over here on the code, and every repository will have this option for you. You have the SSH, and this is the address here. So we copied this SSH address, and here we can go git clone, and we can hit right click to paste. If you're on git bash and your terminal line here, or command line here, you can't hit Control V, so you need to hit right click, and that will then paste whatever you want on your command line there. And then we git clone, we're going to clone this code down to our local machine into that folder. And this is asking, are you sure you want to continue connecting? We're going to hit yes. And now it is cloning it down properly. That's exactly what we want. We now know our SSH keys is functioning in the proper way, because it's connecting to our host, their server, github.com. Okay, and that is exactly how you kind of can test it. And that is the conclude of my video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe. If you have any comments, criticism, anything, you can add that in the comments. I'm more than welcoming to all that there. I appreciate it, and I hope this video helped you out. Thank you.